Have you ever wondered if a man truly loves you, not just in words, but in his heart, in his soul, and in the way he moves through life? We live in a world where love is often confused with fleeting emotions, grand romantic gestures, or passionate words whispered in the heat of the moment. But let's be real. Words are easy, passion fades, and gestures, well, anyone can buy flowers. But real love, the kind that's unshakable, that's something different. That's something deeper. If you want to know whether a man's love is true, you have to stop listening to what he says and start watching what he does. Now, you might be wondering, why Stoicism? What does an ancient philosophy have to do with love in today's world? Well, Stoic wisdom isn't about suppressing emotions or turning into an emotionless rock. That's a common misconception. Instead, Stoicism teaches mastery over emotions, discipline over impulses, and a deep commitment to virtue. A man influenced by Stoic principles doesn't love recklessly. He doesn't fall for you just because of a spark or a rush of feelings. Instead, his love is tested, steady, and rooted in something far greater than momentary attraction. In ancient Rome, the Stoics, great thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, believed that love wasn't about losing yourself in passion. It was about strength, wisdom, and character. And let's be honest, in today's world of ghosting, breadcrumbing, and temporary relationships, we could use some of that wisdom. So how do you know if a man truly loves you? Not just today, not just when things are easy, but always. The answer lies in 6 unshakable signs, 6 principles of Stoic love that separate a man who loves deeply from one who is simply passing through your life. In this video, I'm going to break down these 6 undeniable signs of a man's true love based on Stoic wisdom. You'll learn why real love isn't about emotions, but about actions. You'll understand why a man's ability to stay steady in hard times is one of the greatest proofs of love. And most importantly, by the end of this video, you'll be able to recognize whether the man in your life truly loves you, or if he's just infatuated. And let me be clear, this isn't about finding a perfect man, because perfection doesn't exist, but a man who truly loves you, according to Stoic wisdom, will show it in ways that words could never capture. So, if you're ready to see love through the eyes of the Stoics and never settle for anything less than what you truly deserve, let's get started. Sign number 1. He chooses virtue over passion. Think about this for a moment. How many relationships fail because they're built on passion alone? The kind that starts with an intense spark, a rush of emotions, and a feeling that this is it, only to fizzle out just as quickly. We've all seen it. Maybe you've even experienced it yourself. The kind of love that feels intoxicating at first, but turns unstable, unpredictable, and full of drama. But a man who truly loves you, according to Stoic wisdom, doesn't love based on fleeting emotions. He doesn't let passion control him. Instead, he chooses virtue over impulse every single time. What does that mean? Virtue in Stoicism is the highest good. It means living with wisdom, justice, courage, and self-discipline. When a man loves you from a place of virtue, not just passion, his love is stable, steady, and deeply intentional. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, put it perfectly. True love is not about losing yourself, but about becoming your best self with someone. A man driven purely by passion may be intense in the beginning. He may shower you with affection, words, and promises. But if his love is real, he won't just be consumed by the feeling of love. he'll act with integrity in the name of love. How this plays out in a real relationship. Let's say you're dating a man who is deeply attracted to you. He constantly tells you how much he loves you, but over time, you notice he lacks self-control. When he's happy, he's all over you, but when he's frustrated, he lashes out. Maybe he gets jealous easily. Maybe he lets his emotions take over, making impulsive decisions that hurt the relationship. Compare that to a man who practices Stoic love, a man who sees love as something to nurture, not consume. He doesn't let temporary emotions dictate how he treats you. Even when he's frustrated, even when things get hard, he stays grounded. This kind of man won't let momentary temptation, anger, or insecurity cloud his judgment. He remains faithful, not because he has to, but because he values integrity more than momentary pleasure. How to recognize it? 1. He doesn't get swept away by emotions. He feels deeply, but never lets those feelings control his actions. 2. He practices self-discipline in love. He stays faithful, loyal, and true, not because he's in the mood, but because it's a choice he makes every day. 3. He doesn't chase passion at the cost of character. He won't let his love for you make him reckless or selfish. 4. He thinks long-term. He isn't just in love with the feeling of love. He's in love with the idea of building something meaningful with you. A man who chooses virtue over passion loves you in a way that lasts. He isn't led by the temporary highs of emotions, but by the unwavering commitment to be the best man he can be for you. And that is the kind of love that doesn't fade. Sign number 2. He leads with reason, not just emotion. Love can be blinding. It's easy to get caught up in emotions, to act irrationally, and to let fear, insecurity, or jealousy dictate actions. But according to Stoic wisdom, a man who truly loves you doesn't just act on emotion, he balances emotion with reason. The Stoics believed that emotions, while natural, should never control a person. Epictetus, another great Stoic thinker, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." A man who truly loves you doesn't react impulsively. He doesn't let anger turn into cruelty, jealousy turn into control, or insecurity turn into emotional games. Instead, he thinks before he acts, ensuring that his love for you is measured, intentional, and fair. Why emotional stability is everything in love. Think about the strongest relationships you've seen, the ones that don't just survive, but thrive over time. Are they filled with constant arguments, emotional manipulation, or dramatic highs and lows? Probably not. Instead, they're steady and safe, built on mutual respect. A man who leads with reason doesn't just follow his emotions wherever they take him. He controls his reactions, his words, and his actions, especially in moments of tension. Example from Stoic history: Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most respected Stoic emperors, was a man of immense power. Yet despite ruling over Rome, he remained measured, wise, and fair. Even when provoked, he didn't let pride or anger dictate his decisions. Instead, he relied on logic and wisdom. Now imagine if more men approached love the same way. Instead of reacting impulsively, they paused. Instead of lashing out in arguments, they responded with patience and clarity. Instead of making decisions out of fear or insecurity, they made choices rooted in principle and reason. How this translates to modern love: a man who truly loves you doesn't say things in anger that he'll regret. He doesn't disappear when things get tough. He doesn't let fear or doubt ruin something real. Instead, he remains calm, communicative, and thoughtful, in moments that truly matter. Picture this. You're in the middle of an argument. A man driven by emotion alone might raise his voice, say hurtful things, or storm out. A man who leads with reason will take a deep breath, listen, and approach the situation with clarity instead of chaos. The difference: one lets his emotions control him. The other controls his emotions, and that makes all the difference. How to recognize it? 1. He doesn't create unnecessary drama. He doesn't pick fights over small things or let his emotions lead to destructive behavior. 2. He communicates with clarity, not just emotion. When he's upset, he doesn't explode. He expresses himself with respect. 3. He doesn't make impulsive decisions. He thinks about the consequences of his actions, especially when it comes to your relationship. 4. He remains calm in tough situations. Whether it's an argument, a life challenge, or an emotional moment, he doesn't panic. He remains steady. A man who truly loves you isn't just affectionate when things are easy. He's level-headed, rational, and dependable, even when emotions run high. Because at the end of the day, love isn't just about feeling deeply, it's about acting wisely. And a man who can balance emotion with reason is a man whose love is built to last. Sign number 3. He protects and provides without ego. A man's love isn't just about the words he speaks or the way he looks at you. It's about how he shows up when you need him. But let's be clear. When we talk about a man protecting and providing, we're not just talking about financial support or physical strength. A Stoic man provides security in all areas, mentally, emotionally, and physically, without needing recognition or validation. What true protection looks like in today's world, people often associate protecting with being overbearing or controlling. But a Stoic man doesn't protect to control. He protects to support. His love isn't about possessiveness. It's about presence. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." In other words, a man who truly loves you doesn't just talk about protecting you. He naturally does it through his actions. When life gets overwhelming, he's the steady presence that keeps you grounded. When you're struggling, he offers solutions, not excuses. When things go wrong, he doesn't panic. He steps up and handles it. A man who truly loves you will protect you from unnecessary stress, from harmful situations, and sometimes even from your own doubts and fears. And the key? He does all of this without expecting applause. Example from Stoic history. The silent strength of Cado, a famous Roman Stoic, was a man of unshakable principle. He didn't fight for recognition, and he didn't seek praise. He simply did what was right, even when it was difficult. A modern Stoic man follows this same philosophy. If he loves you, he won't need to prove it with grand statements. He will prove it by standing beside you through life's storms. How this looks in a relationship. Imagine you've had a rough day. Your stress is at an all-time high, and you feel completely overwhelmed. A passive man might listen, nod, and say, "That sucks." A Stoic man will listen, acknowledge your feelings, and then say, "Okay, let's figure this out together." He won't just stand there while you struggle. He'll actively try to make your life easier, not because he wants credit, but because that's who he is. How to recognize it? 1. He makes you feel safe, not just physically, but emotionally. 2. He steps up in difficult times, without hesitation or complaints. 3. He doesn't do things for you to owe him. He does them because he values your well-being. 4. He gives you peace of mind, not chaos. His presence brings stability, not confusion. A man who truly loves you doesn't make you feel alone in your struggles. He is your rock, your safe place, and the one person you can trust to stand by you no matter what. And the best part? He does it quietly, without ego, without needing praise, because that's just who he is. Sign number 4, he respects your independence. True love isn't about possession. It's not about controlling someone, limiting them, or making them dependent on you. According to Stoic wisdom, a man who truly loves you understands that love isn't about ownership. It's about supporting and uplifting the person you care about while respecting their individual path. What Stoicism teaches about independence in love. The Stoics believed in self-sufficiency. They taught that each person should strive to be whole on their own, rather than depending on others to complete them. Seneca, one of the most famous Stoics, put it best: "A wise lover does not seek to own, but to elevate." A Stoic man isn't threatened by your success. He doesn't feel insecure when you shine, grow, or evolve. In fact, he celebrates it. What this looks like in a healthy relationship. 1. He doesn't try to control your time, friendships, or goals. He respects your life outside of the relationship. 2. He encourages your personal growth. He isn't intimidated when you succeed. He's genuinely proud of you. 3. He doesn't act out of insecurity. A man grounded in Stoic principles doesn't need to control you to feel loved. 4. He trusts you completely. He doesn't demand constant reassurance. He believes in the strength of your bond. Example from Stoic history: the love of Marcus Aurelius and Faustina. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, was married to Faustina the Younger. Despite being an emperor with immense power, Marcus respected and valued Faustina as his equal. He never tried to control or diminish her. Instead, he saw her as a partner, someone with her own mind, strengths, and path. A modern Stoic man follows the same philosophy. He doesn't need to prove his dominance by restricting you. Instead, he sees love as a partnership where both people are free to grow and thrive. How this looks in everyday love. If you want to pursue a new passion or career, he encourages you rather than making you feel guilty. If you spend time with friends, he doesn't see it as a threat. He understands it's normal and healthy. If you're focused on personal goals, he admires your ambition and supports you wholeheartedly. How to recognize it? 1. He supports your goals. He never makes you choose between him and your dreams. 2. He trusts you fully. No mind games, no unnecessary jealousy. 3. He encourages your growth and success. He wants to see you thrive. 4. He sees you as his equal, not as someone he needs to dominate or control. A man who truly loves you, according to Stoic wisdom, doesn't need to control you to feel secure. He values your independence as much as he values the relationship itself. Because real love isn't about holding someone back. It's about helping them soar. Sign number 5. He loves through action, not just words. Anyone can say, "I love you." Words are easy. They can be whispered in the heat of the moment, sent in a text, or repeated endlessly without true meaning. But a man who truly loves you, according to Stoic wisdom, doesn't just speak love, he shows it. What the Stoics teach about actions over words. Stoicism is built on the idea that a person's actions define them, not their promises. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This applies to love as well. A man who truly loves you doesn't just talk about being a good partner. He proves it every single day through his behavior. How to tell if his love is real? When he says he'll be there for you, does he actually show up? When life gets tough, does he stand beside you or disappear? When you need help, does he take action or just offer empty words? A Stoic man sees love as a responsibility, not just a feeling. He understands that love is not about grand declarations, but about quiet, consistent commitment. Example from Stoic history: Seneca's commitment to his family. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, didn't just preach resilience, he lived it. When his family and loved ones faced challenges, he didn't make empty promises. Instead, he took action, offering guidance, protection, and support without hesitation. A modern Stoic man follows the same path. He doesn't just tell you what you want to hear. He follows through on his words with action. What this looks like in a relationship: he keeps his promises. If he says he's going to do something, he does it, whether it's calling when he says he will or showing up when you need him. He prioritizes consistency over intensity. He may not flood you with love poems or dramatic gestures, but his actions are steady and unwavering. He doesn't make excuses. If something is important to you, he finds a way to make it happen. He puts effort into the relationship every day, not just when it's convenient. How to recognize it? 1. He follows through on his words. No empty promises. 2. His love is steady, not just passionate highs and lows. 3. He proves his commitment through small daily actions. 4. He takes responsibility for his role in the relationship. The bottom line is that a man who truly loves you, according to Stoic wisdom, understands that love is a verb, not just a noun. It's not about saying the right things. It's about doing the right things every single day. Sign number 6. He stays even when things get hard. Anyone can love when things are easy, but true love is proven in the hard times. When life gets messy, challenges arise, and things aren't picture perfect. That's when a man's true love is tested. A man who truly loves you doesn't run at the first sign of difficulty. He stays, fights for you, and works through problems with wisdom and patience. What Stoicism teaches about endurance in love. Seneca once wrote, "Difficulty strengthens the mind as labor does the body." A Stoic man knows that love isn't about avoiding challenges, it's about facing them together. He doesn't crumble when things get tough. Instead, he remains steady, reliable, and committed. How to tell if he's truly there for you? When you go through hard times, does he stay by your side or distance himself? When there's conflict, does he communicate and work through it or shut down? When life throws unexpected challenges your way, does he support you or disappear? A man who truly loves you won't run when things aren't perfect. He won't abandon you when life gets hard. He will face difficulties with you as a team. Example from Stoic history: Marcus Aurelius and his resilience. As an emperor, Marcus Aurelius faced plagues, wars, and betrayals, yet he never wavered. He stayed true to his principles, his family, and his responsibilities, even in the worst moments. A modern Stoic man approaches love the same way. He doesn't let fear, stress, or uncertainty drive him away. Instead, he remains strong, patient, and committed no matter what comes. What this looks like in a relationship: he doesn't give up when things get tough. When arguments happen, he doesn't just walk away. He works through them. He remains steady in times of crisis. Whether it's financial struggles, health issues, or life changes, He doesn't abandon you. He doesn't run from discomfort. Instead of avoiding difficult conversations, he faces them with honesty and patience. He shows up even when it's hard. Love isn't just about being present in the good times. It's about choosing to stay even when it's difficult. How to recognize it? 1. He doesn't disappear when things get hard. 2. He faces challenges with you rather than avoiding them. 3. He works through conflicts with patience, not avoidance. 4. He proves his commitment through resilience. The bottom line is that a man's true love isn't measured by how he treats you when everything is perfect. It's measured by how he treats you when life gets tough. Real love isn't about convenience. It's about commitment. Conclusion: the kind of love that lasts. Love is often painted as a whirlwind of emotions, passion, excitement, longing. But in reality, true love is far quieter, far steadier, and far more powerful than any fleeting feeling. A man's true love isn't found in grand speeches or dramatic gestures. It's found in the way he moves through life with you, in the quiet moments and the decisions he makes, not just when things are easy, but especially when they're not. Stoic wisdom teaches us that real love isn't about losing control. It's about mastering oneself in the name of something greater. A man who truly loves you isn't just swept away by emotion. He is grounded by his values, discipline, and unwavering commitment to being the best partner he can be. This kind of love isn't flashy, it isn't reckless, and it isn't about proving something to the world. Instead, it is strong, patient, and unshakable. And the truth, this is the only kind of love that lasts. So, if you find yourself questioning someone's love for you, ask yourself this: does his love feel like a storm, chaotic and unpredictable? Or does it feel like an anchor, strong, steady, and reliable? Because a man who truly loves you won't make you guess. You won't have to wonder. You'll just know. And that is the kind of love that is worth everything. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a love like this? What does real love mean to you? Let's talk about it in the comments. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because more people deserve to understand what true love really looks like. Until next time, stay strong, stay wise, and never settle for less than what you deserve.